name's Nord. I love movies and music.
My name is Mir and I'm a model.
This is John and your professional tambay.
I'm Sean and I love everything pop culture.
I'm Manili. I'm an aspiring actor and animator. And this is
Tambay Talks.
Yay!
Alright. Big thanks to Veinti Cinco for
Yes.
for hosting this place. We're shooting here right now. Big props to them.
So, yun. Siguro tataka kayo. Baka nagtataka ka?
Nagtataka ka?
Kung bakit kami nag-i-English. Kasi meron kaming guest ngayong hapon kung saan mahilig siya makipagsuntukan sa kangaroo. At the same time makipaghabulan sa mga wallaby. Kaya, disclaimer, we're going to be speaking in English all throughout this episode.
Yes.
Ayan.
Okay.
So,
And baka napapansin nyo, may bago tayong kasama ngayon sa table. Wala pa ka naman namin si...
Nord!
My boy! Ay,
What?
Akala mo ako yung guest? Kasi
kaya
I'm
po rin kasi.
so your name is North.
Yes.
Why?
Second name. It's second name.
So your name is North. Why?
What's my second name? Oh.
So why not use your first?
Why?
My first name is probably, we'll discuss that for
Okay.
another episode maybe, because let's leave more to the mystery of why. That's one.
Why, how, what, where?
Yes. Exactly.
Why?
Kasi North.
Yes.
Alam yan, nahirapan ako mag-English. Ba't ba kasi
Oh.
Sino ba kasi sabi mag-English tayo ngayong episode?
Pwede ba mamaya?
First time ko lang dito. First time ko lang dito.
Alam niyo, walang ganito sa community service Wala, hindi nila tinuturo sa amin to. Just do your job, sabi nila. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-ano.
Si Carl pala may pakanain.
Pero anyway. Pero anyway.
Also to point out that I've known John for a long time, ever since we were in college. Known this guy since he was deployed sa PMA.
Ano to, magpakailanman? Hindi nga naman ginawa ko ng first episode. Ganun na
Buddies naman.
Nilalaglag mo ko. Community service, professional tambay. Kung hindi ako mag-community service, 10 taon. Huwag kayo makinig sa sinasabi niyan. Anyway, let's talk about our guest.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, I heard na may pinanggalingan siya. Wala.
Yun,
Hindi mo ba pinanggalingan?
Since he's an Australian, I guess.
Australian?
Yeah.
Hindi ba British?
I guess.
Australian, tas galing Singapore.
Akala ko naman magkasama kayo sa community service.
Hindi naman. Pero astig yung pants niya kanina. Very,
Ooh, may reveal.
may caricature eh. Parang yung medyas sa sa S. Talagang medyas ko kinumpara. yung
Very foreign. Grabe.
Pero yun, ang cool nung pants niya, very pop culture-y. Ayun.
So magkakasundo tayo lahat. So far.
Mukha naman.
Hopefully.
Pero since mamaya pa naman yung guest natin, ikaw, Manili, kamusta?
Yes.
Aren't we all? Yes.
Yes po. Baguio weather is so weathering. Grabe.
Mainit.
Ang angas kasi.
Ang init niya ngayon.
Ako naka-t-shirt lang. Si Mir naka-t-shirt lang din.
Aha.
Siya naka-blazer,
Ah.
ikaw naka-blazer. Hindi naman kayo nag-usap-usap kagabi, ano?
Yeah, akala ko kasi may color coding kasi lahat kayo naka-black nung pumasok tayo dito.
Okay, naka-blue naman siya, naka-blue.
Unexpected nga. Wala sabi may dress code ngayon.
Diba?
Hindi, meron talaga. Hindi na namin sinid.
Hindi lang no, may GC kami tatlo lang kami.
Pang-unfair na
Feeling ko
tatlo.
di naman presidente interview natin, di ba?
Hindi na.
Ay,
Pero ang colorful na suot mo.
Formal.
So anyway, yun nga, yes. Kamusta ka? Yes.
Kamusta ka din?
No?
Ay,
May balang.
Call a friend.
pwede.
Call a friend.
At least nag-practice na tayo mag-English ngayon, no?
Di ba?
One word is enough.
Yes. No.
So ikaw, maybe.
All of the above?
I guess.
Multiple choice bigla.
Ikaw.
Somehow it's fun.
Somehow.
Wow, big word somehow.
It's actually good to be, here right now.
Yes.
And I got a lot of free time, so I'm so glad to be here at this moment.
Sana all my free time.
Palakpakan natin.
For the meantime, when you get free time, enjoy those small
Yes,
bits of
yes,
things.
yes.
May question pala ako.
Yeah.
Bakit, nung first episode, bakit wala ka?
Oh, I was still working. I was
Ah,
very
so
hectic
Hindi
job.
pa niya tapos yung community service.
Ah,
Kasi naman siya natapos kaysa
So, ikaw naman.
Okay.
Oo, ako
So wala
naman.
kang free time nun? Wala kang
Yeah, I
free time
know
nun?
free time.
Okay.
Especially if it's the weekends as well.
Kumbaga remedial class ko.
Yeah, I got more free time than usual, and I'm enjoying it a lot.
Pakisabi nga dyan sa sa crew natin, isusulat, ang hirap maintindihan eh. Kinatanga ako mag-English pag susulatin pa ako ng cursive. Wala sa yung cursive.
I got this.
Bahala kayo, sasama nyo to.
Yung wala ka pala kung magbasa Sana sila doon sa ano.
Yeah, but anyways, it's Panagbenga season sa Baguio.
Oo
Just
nga.
so you guys know.
Yeah, sorry.
Ganun lang.
Bastos ko. Manadagdagan yung aso ko. Anyway, tuloy.
In-introduce ko lang na it's Panagbenga season sa Baguio para lang people know. Like,
That's true. So, ngayon, nilabas yung episode na to during the second day ng parade. Ano meron sa second day?
float? I think
Float
it was
parade.
No, it's, float na pala. Kahapon yung street dance.
May mga co-float.
Yung
Yeah.
mga nagfo-float sa
May,
Yeah, parang gusto ng Coke right now.
Co-float, no?
may-
Parang na
Sprite
co-float.
float na lang.
Sprite float.
Give me
Royal.
Sprite float na lang.
Pero ang point, sobrang traffic.
Totoo, sobrang
So,
traffic.
paano kayo nakapunta dito?
Lumipad.
Wow.
Nanahingip. Nanalangin nangarap.
Parang best yan, umalis ka ng bahay ng 1 hour 30 minutes early.
Actually,
Yeah.
or 2 hours.
Nasa ko 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Pwede.
Oh.
Wait.
One day na lang para dito
One day before.
So,
Hindi tayo matutulog eh.
lahat kayo locals dito and wala sa inyong nanood ng parade.
Wala.
Wala.
Bakit? Yun yung stereotype sa ating mga locals dito eh.
Hindi na
Pag local, umiiwas sa traffic at umiiwas sa...
events.
exactly.
Yes.
Bakit?
Kasi,
Hindi na kailangan kasi kung talagang nanonood ka ng mga float parades at Panagbenga since 2002.
Yeah.
Wala ka na eh.
It's-
Since 2002.
Way back.
Pagkahalata yung edad eh.
Yeah.
pero kasi may current na pag turista ka, kung ginagawa mo, sinusulat mo yung oras mo sa Baguio. So pupunta ka lang sa mga events, hindi mo talaga na-experience yung true Baguio para sa...
I mean, ang dami ko rin kasi nakilala ng mga locals dito na never pang nakapanood ng live na float or dance or whatever kind of parade na yun nga.
Ah,
So, bakit tayo umiiwas?
may kaso, ganun.
Ay, wow.
Hindi na paalala.
Joke.
Kaya kaya manood ng paralas buntis ka.
Disclaimer lang.
Ni Kuya. Ay, si James Reid.
So, Ira, kamusta ang love life mo? Wow!
May edit ka daw sa...
Trump pa lang, pero bigla nag-jump sa love life.
Wala kasi siya no Valentine's eh. So, ibabalik natin ang contest.
Valentine's is over. Let's talk about that. And yes, Jem basically mentioned that my name is
Who's
Ira.
Jem?
Mir basically. We're now dropping first name and second name basis.
Kaya,
now. Yes, and I'm also my first name is basically Ira as well, but I prefer to go with the second name instead.
South.
Alam mo, hindi pwede maging espiya to. Lahat nilalaglag. Ano, kanina binanggit yung ginawa yung ano eh. Story mo.
It's natural. So, and all that. I would like to say that pretty much just to answer your question, Jan, I prefer to not go out during these festive times because more tourists have come in ever since it got much bigger, years after years. More tourists come in, it's kind of a hassle already.
So, yun yung question, big question eh. Para kanino na yung Panagbenga?
I think it's for the tourists. Yeah.
Yun nga ba talaga?
Yeah, it's all
very
for
beginnings.
Diba?
But that's the thing parang locals hate the tourists, pero at the same time kasi, the tourist funds Baguio.
Yeah.
Sila yung nagtatara sa
I mean,
Baguio.
siguro yung mga nagbe-business. Para naman tayong mga ano lang.
They really insist.
Tama, di ba? So, Ira, when are you getting married? Are you planning to get married?
Kanina pa ko sa lamay.
First of all,
Tinatry
no? Okay, first of all, we're gonna drop yung mga love information about this. Let me first settle things first, okay? Mahal ang kasal, mahal ang bahay, mahal yung parangyan yung
Kuya, alam
pancakes
ko
na kailangan.
10,000 na may pangkasal ka na.
Baka wala siyang 10,000. Hindi, sige.
Munisipyo. Nagpakasal sa munisipyo.
Pwede. Pakainin mo na ng Jollibee
Mahal
yung
ko ba
mga...
yung Gcash ko?
Mahal mo ba? Mahal ka rin ba?
Ano yan? Bakit may background?
My love,
Basta nagmamahalan din.
my love life is just, it's going well. I'm not gonna pressure myself and I'm not gonna, try to rush things. It's better
Feeling
that way.
ko, hanggat nandito ako, i-red spot natin yung love life.
Red spot, regla.
Hot spot?
Hindi ko alam sabihin ng hotspot talaga.
Di ba? Hotspot.
Parang pinaparing na siya sa love life
Pumayag
niyo.
pa naman ako. Wala tayo sa English na
Sorry, my brain is braining.
Ulitin na kasi all English tayo pagdating ng guys.
Mas lalo to.
Yan naman.
Oo ba? Pero...
Oh, LU summer. LU
Yeah.
summer. What's with LU and summer?
Yeah, it's parang siya yung pinnacle ng summer. Either LU, Siquijor, ano pa ba? Sargao, mga Palawan, Baler. Yeah, so but I heard now we're going sa LU this summer.
Kaya
Sana
abangan.
kasama ako.
Sana kasama kami.
Kausapin ko pa yung ano ko,
Pwede yan.
kausapin ko pa yung warden.
Habang nandun yung mga turista, baba tayo.
Baba tayo. Yan, tama yan. Tama yan.
Sana all
tayo.
tayo.
Bakit sila baba tayo?
Kausapin ko muna yung boss ko sa Chando, okay?
Sige.
Kaya yan, mauna na siya mag-swimming kayo.
Okay.
So, LU, bakit sa LU? Pero sinong sponsor natin? Kasi wala akong pera.
Si Carl daw.
Si Carl?
Si Carl.
Si Sir Carl.
Yung Vortex?
Bumahay ko, sabi Carl
Pataksil?
lang eh.
Pataksil? Carl Pataksil?
Pataksil? Sino Carl?
Carl, I don't know. As long as I heard it's Carl. Sir Carl, Kuya Carl, it's Carl.
Carl.
It's Carl, the guy.
No,
Who's the guy? It's Carl.
Saya no, Vortex magsusponsor sa atin. Pagaling.
Yeah,
Second episode pa lang may sponsor agad.
Oh.
Di mo kakapasok pa lang may sponsor ka agad sa swimming mo. Brief mo na lang iisipin mo.
I don't want to take advantage of the opportunity, but why
But
not?
yes,
Ay,
why not?
Sabi ni sponsor, bawal daw brief. So paano yan?
What do you mean?
Kasama.
Boxer briefs din. Sige, kung ang brief.
Hindi brief pa din yun.
Wala sa sala ba? Babe, di tayo pwedeng sumama.
Buti lang daw nag-brief.
So,
Oh!
Oh.
medyo shorts ka naman. Okay na yan. Okay na yan.
Ay, o sa bagay, sabi, walang brief, pero hindi sabing walang short. So, pag
Oh.
shorts na
Okay,
lang
okay.
Kawawa naman sa zipper yun.
Ano ba yan? Gusto ko mag-joke pero hindi pwede.
Go lang. Go lang. Ano yung...
Programa nito, I rated SPG.
Nag-vlog ko kayo sa mga batang hindi nanonood.
I don't think sila yung demographic natin. Wala.
Oh my gosh, my brain is waiting for the guest.
Oo nga medyo kabado ko. Yung vocabulary ko, medyo ano pa eh, pinaprocess ko pa. Kumain ako kanina ng alphabet soup baka sakali.
Alphabet soup.
Hindi ko naman alphabet soup. Ano dekada ka pinanganak?
Last year.
As long as hindi inihaw na kangaroo. Okay na.
Okay lang yun. So yun, siguro pahinga muna tayo kasi kailangan talaga natin i-prepare ating vocabulary dahil papasok na ang ating guest!
Yes!
A very special guest right now.
So now we have our guest with us. Oh my gosh, I am so lost of words here. Thank you. His name.
We've been practicing English for the whole day.
so hard.
This is our guest, Josh Inman, also the creator of Alam Mo Ba Baguio, and has one of the certain tips about him is that he has a published poetry book as well.
Yes.
So, Josh Inman, thank you for coming on Tambay Talks. Welcome.
Thank you for having me on board.
So since I heard you're Australian, how did you feel when the Queen died?
Well, that's a good one to jump straight in on. I was happy she died. It's a, you guys won't know, but it's a different thing when you grow up when you're the subject of somebody. You know, so you are automatically born with somebody who has notional power over you, and so I don't know. She hasn't earned that. She's been born into that role, and you know, I don't know. It's the ultimate corruption. Being, you know, people are only royal because no one does anything about it.
So it's you prefer that the Queen died?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just clear.
I would. I mean, you know, an immortal queen is even more scary.
Yeah, that's good.
But as an Australian, I would love Australia to become a republic, and you know, self-govern, and you know, not have parasites who are born above us.
That's hard. It's like me.
So let's jump to the first question.
So I have, of course, you're living here in Baguio for quite some time now. What do you think is the differences or the similarities from Australia?
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, Australia is so vast. So we'll just hone into where I'm from, which is Canberra, which is the capital city. So the similarities there, Canberra is also in the mountains. It's a cold climate city, but it has burning hot summers like the rest of Australia. So the cool climate is very similar, Baguio to Canberra. Canberra is the seat of government of Australia, Baguio the summer capital. So there's those similarities. There's the large public service presence in both Baguio and Canberra. Canberra has the Australian Defence Force Academy. Baguio has PMA.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of similarities.
So many similarities, and where that manifests really socially is that you end up with a lot of uni students, a lot of people who have graduated uni within the workforce, and so you end up having an enclave of progressive people, and so then you get progressive.
Leaning left movements.
Left-leaning movements, welcoming of the LGBTQ communities, those sorts of things. Valuing public art, places you go to around Australia might not care for murals, might not care for street buskers, that sort of stuff.
That's the thing with Baguio. Baguio is considered like the melting pot of culture because a lot of people from around the Philippines, they just go around Baguio to live here and stuff, to study, to work and stuff. Now I want to ask you, since you said that earlier that you love Baguio, that's very clear. That's very clear that he loves Baguio. But I want to ask, do you love the Filipinos as much as you love Baguio?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think again, in nations, Filipino people and Australian people have a very friendly, forward personality. So people are instantly your friend, and then they might withdraw friendship afterwards, but their starting position is friendship. And Australia is like that. I know other places people are very reserved, and it's hard to start a conversation with people. Here, I get people coming up to me all the time just to chat.
But was it hard? Because if you look at the globe, let's say this is the globe, imaginary. Come on, bear with me. It's imaginary globe.
Just kidding.
Shut up, man. So this is the imaginary globe, and Philippines is on top. Australia is at the bottom. So basically, you guys are upside down. Was it hard when you moved up here because it's now in the upside? It's no longer upside down.
My feet swelled when I moved up here. That's all the blood drained.
Was it? So it's not that hard.
No. Things do weird me out. The change in seasons, the cold season here being December. December is baking hot in Australia, so 35 to 40 degrees.
4 seasons, right?
4 seasons. In Canberra, definitely. Up the top, in the north, 2 seasons, dry and wet. But where Canberra is, we get an autumn where the leaves fall down. We get a winter where it can snow, but it's generally too dry for snow, so the water freezes, but the snow doesn't fall. And then in summer, 35 to 40 degree days and very hot.
So does that mean you're going to stay here in Baguio for good, or just having a little stay?
My plans are long term in Baguio. I don't know if it's for good, but it's definitely for long time. And it's definitely Baguio. I love traveling around in the Philippines and where I've gone, I've enjoyed. But the climate, the cultural things that we talked about just earlier, it definitely makes Baguio the place. I've gone to Tagaytay, where it's also cool,
it's also
but it's also. I don't want to stomp on Tagaytay, but
Go ahead, but we don't care. Sorry, Tagaytay.
It's kind of the Venn diagram between Baguio and Makati, Tagaytay. It's foreign forward, whereas here, the indigenous culture is sustained everywhere here, whereas in Tagaytay, I don't see that. Whether it's there and I haven't seen it, but here you can't escape the.
So you see the identity of the city.
Yes, yeah, the identity of the people, whereas in Tagaytay, not so much.
Baguio is
Get your identity, bro.
Sir, can we go with you on our next trip?
We'll get a bulletproof car.
on his expenses, by the way. His budget.
I'm laughing, but I don't understand anything.
Come on.
Baguio is different than all the rest of the Philippines, so there's that. So
We're promoting Baguio.
what you experience on Baguio, if you live in Baguio and then you live on what you said is the Tagaytay, you can really experience like the difference, like the culture, the locals.
Especially the culture.
Yeah, especially the culture.
Yeah. And again, my experience in Tagaytay is purely as a traveller, whereas my experience here in Baguio is as a resident. So that's a deeper experience of the place as well.
So there's a lot of foreigners love staying in Baguio. But I don't.
You want to stay here? Why?
It's boring.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, probably it's because you grew up here, you were born here, you grew up here, so probably you're already used to the place.
Yes.
I was also born and I grew up here as well. And the one thing I like about, Baguio City is because I never got bored. It's because I enjoy, it's peaceful.
It's because you have money.
It's a place, I'm gonna take this. But there is peace in just, finding just a quiet place in Baguio and just appreciating nature itself. Appreciating the small things, I'd say. And speaking of that, we should take the good with the complicated. What was the the one thing that you had a complication about adjusting to being in Baguio compared to being in Australia that you are still adjusting to, or you've already adjusted to?
Yeah, so Baguio is a melting pot of culture, but the size of that melting pot is a lot smaller than Australia. So Australia is a very migrant country. Our population, 43% of the people in Australia have been born overseas.
Ooh, a lot of Filipinos too, right?
A lot of Filipinos. Tagalog is the 5th most spoken language in
Seriously?
Australia. Yeah, so,
We're gonna conquer you guys. I'm just joking.
Now you're
Don't
speaking.
kill me. Don't kill me.
Now you are speaking our language.
Since you love traveling, for you, what's the worst place in the Philippines to go to? Or visit?
Oh, man.
It's just an opinion. Just an opinion.
The worst part about this is it's so close and I go there often. La Union.
Seriously? So close.
I grew up in Bateman's Bay. It's a coastal city. Every summer it got filled with people from Canberra, and La Union just reminds me of that.
So you don't hate the place, it's just the reminder.
I don't know. So I grew up on the coast, and Canberra is up in the mountains, and I spent my teenage time, with surf beaches and that out the front of my door, opposite my high school. We'd walk on the way home, but I spent the whole time wishing that I was in the mountains, wishing that I was hiking, wishing that I was swimming in the rivers and that sort of thing.
That's why you moved.
That's why I moved. I moved to the mountains.
It's actually, go ahead.
That's awesome. You have surf and bitches.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry.
Phrasing, bro.
Beaches.
It's a show.
Sure. So you love tattoos.
Yes, and that's
I've noticed.
that is another thing that I love about Baguio is the tattoo culture, both coming from the traditional.
I've noticed you have got some.
I've got many to talk about. They've all got stories. Overall, the linking theme for it is freedom and expression.
So what does that mean? Who art I beyond all I am?
So, Thou Art I Beyond All I Am is a prayer to your perfected self. So, the idea is you are reaching out to be your best version of yourself, and the star always goes out but comes back in. So you grow outwards by looking inwards.
Looking inwards.
And, so
Yeah,
yeah.
I love tattoos with meaning.
Same.
But that's the question. Are all tattoos meaningful? Like, for example, I wanted to have a tattoo of a chicken wing or a chicken nugget on my chest.
No.
Does that mean anything, or did I just waste my money?
It depends if you like it, right?
I don't think you ever waste your money. A tattoo is a permanent photo, right? Like it connects you to a point in time, to a series of decisions, and so regardless of what you get a story and you get a connection to that forever.
Heck yeah, I'm gonna get a tattoo. No regrets.
No regrets.
No rag.
No ragrats.
Any favorites?
I do love the two unicursor hexagrams and having them on my arm. But my most favorite is this one here, but I can't get my shirt up high enough because of my guns. That one is done by Silvino Del Norn. He's SD Tattoo Studios here in Baguio. He did that at Mandeko Keto 2023. And it is a tarot card of the tarot card for lust. And it is so highly detailed. He is great.
What does the last card mean?
So it's kind of like a strength kind of thing, a strength in purpose. So not just sexual,
Yes.
but
Control
like,
of it.
but like your it is the creative power towards your goal.
So it's like your hunger to achieve something.
Exactly.
Man, I said something smart finally.
Let's edit that out.
So let's talk about your love life. Are you married right now?
Does he serve you the best food?
No, I'm not married. Previously married. Engaged at the moment.
Is he a Filipino or a foreigner?
What are the chances?
What are the chances? Here, very high. Very high. Elsewhere in the world, not so high. Yes, so I got to meet my fiancée Karen 2 years ago, and here in Baguio, and it was really great. She thought I was a lot older, but we're actually within the regular age range.
She's not like the American Karen, right? That she complains about everything.
I knew you were gonna go there.
She likes to speak to me.
She's gonna kick my ass.
Oh no, another high view video again.
Okay, so since you're living in the Philippines, do you have any specific food that you love from the Philippines and from Baguio? Because Baguio is very cultural, no? Not just sinigang, adobo.
Yeah. So I do love Filipino food. I love sour food. So the prominence of vinegar in cooking here is really good. So bad for my cholesterol. I love tinagtakan. I love sisig, tinaguan. They're things. I've enjoyed mix, but
Mix.
it's all over
Yeah,
here.
that is a good dish, and you never know what's really in it.
You don't.
That's why it's called mix.
Mix.
So there could be humans in there.
It's the melting
It's the melting pot. Literally a melting pot.
Hopefully not. There's nothing. Let us not, label ourselves
Protein.
in some point that we're also cannibals.
As long as it's
unintentionally.
It's good enough.
No, it's kind of like a boppies, really.
Oh.
And yeah, I've had that in Turon where That I love adding in luboyo to my.
Like it's spicy.
I like it spicy. Yeah. Unfortunately, coconut doesn't agree with me too well. So Bicol Express is like a love regret kind of.
That's alright.
So you shouldn't go to Bicol then.
You're just gonna start puffing up at some point. Yeah, I can understand that there are some delicious foods that you cannot somehow eat because food allergies. I can relate to that because one of the delicious dishes that I cannot eat because I'm allergic to crustaceans, shrimp, squid,
Weak.
Yeah.
clams as well.
You're missing out.
It's my allergy as well. I'm the only one so far in my family that has it, and I feel that way.
So you guys get
Delicious.
ginataan eh. Any ginataan?
Yeah, no?
Ginataang seafood, I mean.
Yes, precisely. Yeah, I'm always careful to always.
Did your mom drop you when you were a kid?
No, interesting. In order to figure out that I had allergies, we had to test it. I had to test those particular dishes, and if I start scratching myself, I'm gonna let's put this in the list that I can't have this.
Can you see it
awesome.
now? Can you order some seafood?
I even got this
Man,
there.
you must have an awesome childhood. Hey son, try this. Okay, you're allergic.
Was that your experience?
No. It's not an allergy for me. It's just my body rejects it. So
You don't like it.
So,
it's more
It's
like
bathroom time.
it's bathroom time. It's more like lactose intolerance,
Lactose intolerance.
but coconut milk intolerance. So yeah,
Anyway, I'm curious. What's your religion?
atheist.
you're an atheist. Oh, we can now discuss that kind of.
I'm interested.
It's really easy to be one.
Why?
Stop
How?
believing
Where?
Don't stop.
No,
Sorry,
test.
go ahead.
So how I feel like God exists where answers don't, and that each time there's scientific discoveries, whatever, it pushes God back further and further and further. And one of the things that I saw that helps my bolster my own views of things, that if all human knowledge was wiped out, but humans survived, in 10,000 years, religion would look different, but science would be the same.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
And so to me, I'm like, that makes sense.
It's all about science.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not like
Scientologist like Tom Cruise.
That's very.
That's a different matter.
That's a different matter.
How about your fiance? Is she the same with you or different? Sort of. I'm just
no,
really curious about it.
Because you're in a Christian country.
Yeah. Well, we're in a Christian island, obviously.
Island,
The south,
That's why it's
south
very,
or
very
Islamic.
new to us. Like seeing someone atheist. That's like wow.
We're updating it at least.
Yeah.
Well, I know someone, a friend who's atheist, but his explanation is very different from yours. And
His explanation is a little bit more dumber. Yeah. Yours is more concrete, where he says, I just don't want to believe. Because, I don't want to believe.
Yeah. So two counter arguments for atheism that I've encountered. One's from my younger brother, and one's from a physicist,
Mm-hmm.
right? Friend of mine, and just a humble brag. My brother said he is agnostic because he doesn't believe in Christian God, but he's never been raised Muslim. So we were raised Christian.
Mm-hmm.
He's never been raised Muslim, Buddhist, or whatever. So he cannot count those out.
Yeah.
Therefore, he is -1, but still doesn't know if he doesn't believe, right? Whereas I'm just like, I don't believe in Zeus. I don't believe in Jesus.
Pretty much better for it though.
They're like all the same.
Better for it.
Yeah.
I for Christmas I celebrate craftmas, and I just do handcrafts and that sort of stuff rather than.
So you love arts.
I love arts. This table is an example of craftsmanship right now.
Yeah.
So, since you celebrated Christmas with Craftmas, what about Holy Week? Because Holy Week's coming in, it's going to be on April.
Holy arts.
So there are in Australia we're very secular, right? And when you work so a lot of the work I've done previously has been with the public service, and the public service is very representational of all different cultures, and so you can pick and choose your public holidays and that sort of thing. And so just before Easter, Holy Week, we have Anzac Day, which is like Bayani Day, that National Heroes Day, that sort of thing. And so you can sort of mix and match.
Mix and match.
You don't just stay home.
So you can be a Buddhist, a Christian, and a Muslim at the same time. So you can have all the holidays of the year.
All the holidays.
That's
all
so
the
awesome.
holidays.
Just be a philosopher then.
That's it. What is it? Baha'i faith.
Did I heard it right? Insect Day?
In-
Is that what it is? That
no,
Insect
sorry,
Day?
Australian. That's my speech impediment.
Oh.
And
What's that?
Anzac Day, ANZAC.
Oh,
So
Insect
Australian
Day.
New Zealand Army Corps Day.
Oh.
Yeah. Bayani.
Because I heard there's a lot of random insects.
And
floating around the same house.
yeah, compared to the animals here in Baguio, how do they compare?
So, okay, a side hobby of mine is anthropology, so animals, insects, spiders, that sort of stuff. Love the shit out of it. We get large spiders here in Baguio as well. I had we call them a huntsman. I don't know what they're called here, but they're about this big. And
Do you have a pet? You mean?
no.
No.
But my fiance used to have a tarantula as a pet.
That's awesome.
So we've got spiders. They're called primitive spiders because they live in holes and that sort of stuff. But the funnel web, the mouse spider, trapdoor spiders, these sort of things are medically significant. You go to hospital if you get bitten. People can die from them. There's anti-venoms in the hospitals, that sort of thing. So growing up with those sort of things, there's little habits that you get, like we knock our shoes on the table, that sort of thing. To drop spiders, centipedes, baby snakes, whatever, out of your shoe, so you don't just put them on and get bitten. So they're just everyday habits. If you feel something tickling on you, your first thought is it's a spider, and you're like, throw it down. Whereas here, I feel like your first thought is it's a nipis.
I think that's much worse.
In a way, right?
I would rather get bit than going.
Especially if that's the flying one.
Yeah.
You mentioned actually came to mind. If anyone watched, Anaconda, Curse of the Blood Orchid, that movie, that's actually something that actually happened in the movie. Not checking someone had to check their boot because there was a very venomous spider that snuck in, and it's a good thing that an expert did there at someone, because that venomous spider was it paralyzes you at some
Black
point.
Widow?
Yeah, that movie. I like that movie. Anaconda, Curse of the Blood Orchid. You might want to check it out as well.
Movie.
Shout out.
Yeah.
They're fans of the podcast.
I love movies and I love music. It's like pretty much my pop culture as well. So.
Awesome.
And also mentioning, since you published a poetry book as well, give us some insight about this poetry book that you published.
Okay. Great to talk about that. Poetry was something that I was always interested in a child because I'm dyslexic, and I see patterns in letters in words, that sort of thing, where they align on a page. They might be several lines apart, but there's the word please here and tease down here, and they would just jump off the page to me in my eyes. And so poetry is this this beautiful arrangement of syllables, letters, of blank space on a page as well. And so it's always captivated me. And in English classes, we'd have to do poetry things, and so I got started writing them for that. And then when I moved out of home, Australians are very independent. As soon as I finished my last exam at high school, I moved out of home.
Any first world countries or something like that?
Yeah. Just
just go
The
away.
parents are like waiting for you to turn 18.
18 go away. It's different
Yeah,
here.
and
You can stay till our 30s.
yeah. Whereas you know, like someone in Australia who's still at home in their 30s, people are like, oh, what's wrong with that kid? You know?
Must be a loser or something.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no world, mission as well. No initiative
Yeah.
as well.
And so as soon as I moved out of home, I started sharing poetry and that sort of thing.
Can you share one now or something? At least one line.
All right. Really cool. So I got into slam poetry, performance poetry. So we can do because we're in a cafe. We can do food poems. So we can either do one about tocino or ampalaya.
Oh, to say no.
Tocino?
Okay, Tocino.
Do you like
Um,
papalaya?
Nobody does. Okay, nobody does.
Nobody does. Let's just move on. Okay, so we're at Veinti Cinco. I actually came here to try out the breakfast beforehand.
Okay.
And when it came to me, my breakfast, it had a face, right? So there was a little hash brown hat and two yellow egg eyes and pink tocino lips, right? My breakfast had a face. And those lips moved, right? With like a tremor, like a tremble, something that the Stoic try not to remember. And I thought that my breakfast was talking to me. So I leant down and placed my ear to the plate. And he said in a voice that was old and tired, he said, I have done some truly awful things that crowd darkly in my mind. I was a soldier, a revolutionary. I fought against the prince, and then when the prince's ideals aligned with mine, I fought alongside of him. We were young, strong of limb, straight of back. We were changing the world. But to change the world, you need guns. And I don't know where they came from or by what criteria they were selected, but they came to me. They came to me and they knelt. They came to me and they knelt in the wet grass of a farmer's field, and I blew the wind of change right through them. BAM! The wind of change was full of screams. BAM! The wind of change was full of tears. BAM! Mouth to muzzle, I blew the wind of change right through them. I stopped. I thought, shit, this was heavy for breakfast. I didn't order this. And he continued. He said, doctors, dentists, Seventh-day Adventists, all there, crowding darkly in my mind. I doubted whether a new communist phoenix could arise from the ashes of machine gun fire, but I kept my eye on the bigger picture and my trigger finger on the trigger. I said, look, breakfast, I don't know why you're telling me this. What's this got to do with me? And he said, I want absolution before I die. I said, well, I can't really do that, can I? I mean, I'm just a poet. Absolving the executions of thousands of innocents for a political ideal, that's just not in my range. And he said, then kiss me. And I looked, and the tears ran from my eyes, the yolk ran from his eyes, and I pressed my lips against his tocino lips, and I kissed him deeply. And I know that every one of you would have done exactly the same thing, because surely he is a product of a twisted political ideal and not a bad egg.
Oh.
That's so nice.
My guess is he fought in the Cold War.
If that was me,
Hey, John, I am your breakfast.
just shut up, just talking my mouth.
I'm hungry, man.
I'm hungry, dude.
Oh, a delicious cooking breakfast.
So that's very interesting. It's really deep as well.
Yeah.
Any inspirations? Any poets that you have? Yeah? Inspirations. that you have?
Inspirational poems? Poets.
Inspiration.
From the Philippines, I love Merlinda Bobis. She's a great poet. For local poetry things, Third Monday from the Sun, that's held at Mount Cloud Bookstore. That's recently moved.
So Brent Hill, I guess.
It was at Brent Hill. It's now Manuel Lopez.
Right.
people who want to get into the philosophy side of poetry, look at Khalil Gibran.
He's one of my favorites, actually. He's one of my favorites.
There you
Like,
go.
him with Edgar Allan Poe and Dante Alighieri. Yes.
Hindi kayo na mag-friends.
What's it?
English only.
Okay, minus one.
Yeah, Dante Alighieri.
Where's the jar?
Anyways, I guess we're gonna go to our second segment.
Same segment. Yeah, that's good.
So let's take a break for a while and we'll see you guys again. Again, this is Tambay Talks!
Alright guys, we're back again. We're here actually with the owner of Veinti Cinco, Miss Joya. Thank you so
Hey,
much for having us
guys.
again. Thanks so much for opening your place to this
Welcome to Veinti
podcast.
Cinco.
Yes, thank you so much as well. I was just gonna ask you a questions. Is there anything that you want to share about, like the origins of the business, and also I'd like to ask as well, what the specialties that you serve here in Veinti Cinco?
Okay, so a lot of people have been asking me why Veinti Cinco? Why a Spanish name? Actually, we are not a Spanish restaurant, as you could see in our menu. Yes, we are not. So Veinti Cinco,
Yeah.
it came from, of course, 25. And why 25? So our location is 25J Felipe Street,
So
Baguio
street
City.
name. Okay.
Yes, and then we thought about that name in 2025. 2025.
2025. Which is now irrelevant kasi 2026 na.
Yes, it's not relevant because
Interesting
2026
origins.
na.
Wanna hit that number quite low.
Yeah.
Kaya ka nag-start? December?
No, we conceptualized about it in 2025.
Okay.
And then we launched this business, 2026, but still 25J Felipe Street.
Nakapag-commit na kayo so might as well.
True.
Nice nga yun. Parang
True.
ganun.
Yun, napanindigan na natin.
So this is this a formerly a house as well, or this?
Yes, it was originally a house, and then it was actually rented by different businesses. And previously, it was Casa Encantada. I'm not sure if you've been here.
Ano yun?
Nakapunta
Ano
na
yung
ba
Casa
dito?
Encantada?
Casa Encantada, ano siya, restaurant din and accommodation. Similar to what we have right now. Restaurant and accommodation. We have the Luwalhati Homestay sa baba. And are you familiar with Rani House of Curry?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Heard of it.
Yes, it used to serve Indian food or Middle East food.
Yeah.
And similar, sorry, it's not similar. The same ang owner, which is my business partner.
Partner as in like strictly business
Business
partner.
partner.
Okay. So
Strictly
wait,
business partner.
let's talk about your menu kasi sabi mo hindi kayo Spanish.
Yes, we are not
roots.
Spanish. So we are serving a fusion of Asian
Yeah, I thought so.
cuisine.
Yeah, why not?
So Filipino,
Filipino,
Yeah.
Indian,
Yes.
Indian,
Thai.
Yeah.
you got Thai.
Yes, we have Thai.
May pad Thai kayo. So,
Yes, we do have pad Thai.
Yeah.
Nakita ko yung samosa kayo. That's Indian ba yun?
That's Indian.
Aha.
And it came from Rani actually. Recipe yun ng Rani, House of Curry.
So business partner mo?
Yeah, so if may mga nakakalam ng Rani House of Curry and kung may mga favorites kayo sa Rani House of Curry, we are
Wala.
serving
Sorry.
we are serving some of their dishes here. Samosa, laksa, pad Thai, chicken biryani, chicken kebab. Yes. Yung mga yun. And many
Bestseller.
more.
Bestseller.
Bestseller namin, samosa, of course, for
Samosa.
mga sa starters.
Yes.
Chicken biryani as well. So far, mabenta din sa amin ang pad Thai.
Pad Thai, yeah.
Try nyo
That's a good
guys.
Yeah, set up as well. I kind of like
Spicy food, yeah, we do have spicy food. Chicken biryani, spicy food.
Yes, yes.
Spicy food.
Kasi nasabi mo may Indian kayo, di ba?
That's the case. Yeah.
Yeah, sa mga mahilig sa mga spicy food, yan.
Oh,
we
mahilig
have
ako,
a lot
yeah,
of
mahilig
things.
Kasi, yeah, Indian food is very spicy, di ba?
Very spicy.
So
They're
talagang,
very
pag
flavorful.
sinabi Indian food, flavorful. So paano mo i-mix yun sa Filipino which is more on the maasim, masuka,
Grabe naman yung mga nasabi.
No, yeah, kasi sabi mo, Asian, di ba? Filipino,
but yeah, but we have-
Indian, Thai.
Meron tayo nung sa
Sa?
Yes.
mechado.
Mechado.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Hindi ko yung favorite, but we have beef mechado.
Okay.
For Filipinos, what else do we have? Check nyo na lang yung menu, guys.
Check nyo.
Yes, come here in Veinti Cinco and check the
Veinti
menu.
Cinco.
Yes, there's maraming variety naman, di ba?
Maraming
Minsan
variety.
maganda yun. Especially pag tourist destination ang
Yeah.
Baguio City.
Which is-
maganda.
Yeah, ang main concern ko lang,
Yes.
how do people get to Veinti Cinco? That's my main concern kasi nagpunta ako dito taxi. And even the taxi driver doesn't know where Felipe
Okay,
Street is.
so para sa mga nagko-commute, may mga jeep tayo papuntang Mines View, Gibraltar. Or
Gibraltar.
how do you pronounce it? Gibraltar.
Potato.
Yes, potato. Or even Tuding, papuntang Itogon, and you can just drop doon sa may the mansion.
The mansion, okay.
Or doon sa may Mamitas ba yun? Yung,
It's like walking distance.
yes, like walking distance, and then you go, if you're coming from the mansion, you go straight and then turn left. May papuntang,
Yeah.
may signage kami doon.
Yeah,
25
So,
kilometers.
just to be clear, ang jeep na papuntang Gibraltar.
Pwedeng
Tapos,
papuntang Gibraltar,
titigil sa
Yung-
something, may nakita
yung
hotel kanina.
malapit sa Hotel Elizabeth, kung
Elizabeth.
pupunta kang Gibraltar.
Ah.
Kung pupunta kang Mines View, doon naman sa papuntang Ridgewood Hotel.
Hmm.
Bago yung papasok ng Ridgewood Hotel.
Yung schedule pala ng parang operating hours.
Operating
Operating
hours namin for now, soft opening pa lang kami. It will change until it will not change until further notice. So it's from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m.
Speaking of, may promo kayo nung Valentine's.
Yes.
Which is yung 999 for 2 people.
Yes.
Nung Valentine's, basically, yung kaka-opening nyo, di ba?
Oo.
Nag-inquire ako kayo yun noon.
Oh, you inquired and then
Yeah, nag-inquire ako noon, and then meron tayong sort of misunderstanding, which I thought na 999 for 2 people. Like, literal na 2 tao. So, any upcoming promos katulad ng gano'n?
I apologize for the confusion.
It's fine, it's just in the fine print nakalagay 999
I'm
for
not
2
even sure
people.
about that yet. Ang current na promo namin, not for couples ha.
Yeah,
Ang current promo namin is free delivery for the entire month of March.
Free
Pero
delivery.
for a minimum of 1,000 pesos per
okay.
purchase.
I mean, with your menu on mind, kasi yung mga prices nyo, given na siguro yun na 1,000 is reachable.
Maybe.
Yeah.
O malay mo, bibili ang samosa.
Samosa lang.
Samosa lang.
Yes. Method of payment ko lang is just the
Yes.
usual GCash.
We cater to everything you need. So we offer GCash payments, cash, credit card or debit card.
So,
And
pwede
pwede
utang
mo
na
rin-
loob.
Hindi, saan lang yung kidney mo.
Okay, sige. Next time.
Ayun.
Pretty good.
Anyways, we're inviting people to go sa,
Veinti Cinco,
which is located sa,
J. Felipe Street. Oh, sorry. Let me cut. Let's repeat.
okay. Okay, go.
Okay. Hello everyone. So my name is Joel once again, and I am the co-owner of Veinti Cinco. I am inviting everyone to come here and dine with us. Located at 25 J. Felipe Street, Baguio City. Malapit siya sa Hotel Elizabeth or Ridgewood Hotel. Malapit lang sa Gibraltar. Just down the road ng Grumpy Joe if you are more familiar with it. So, yep. Hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.
Again, we'd like to thank Miss Joel from Veinti Cinco. This is
Tambay Talks.
So, Josh, being an Australian, do you hate Kiwis?
No, absolutely do not hate Kiwis. They are the little brother, big brother dynamic between the two countries. I actually see New Zealand as being, I'm going to get the hate from Australia. New Zealand is the better version of Australia. Yeah, they're more forward left, in more progressive in their left leanings. Their treatment of the indigenous people is so much better. They have Maori, Te Reo Maori is taught in schools. In Australia, we learn about how Australia was settled by white people and that sort of stuff. So I think New Zealand light years ahead of where Australia should be.
That's crazy. I mean, it's nearby countries. The culture is almost similar, but in belief and at the same time in culture, to be exact,
They're very, very similar. We have the same, almost the exact same holidays. Australia Day, Waitangi Day are different days, but we celebrate the same cultural touchstones. Our armed forces fight together in wars. The Australian Air Force is the guardian of New Zealand's airspace.
That's awesome.
So we're very enmeshed. The two countries, you don't need visas between them. You know, you just, if you're an Australian citizen, you can work in New Zealand. If you're a New Zealand citizen, you can work in Australia.
So was that the Anzac Day that you mentioned earlier?
Yeah. So Anzac Day, the Australian New Zealand Army Corps Day. A part of going back to earlier thing about our dislike for Britain, for you know our colonial parents. In World War One, the Australian New Zealand Army Corps were tasked with the shit jobs. We were sent into the ambushes and that sort of things, and you know, we paid for blood for each metre gained just so that Britain can have trade routes and that sort of stuff. So Australia, Anzac Day, really important to Australians. The brotherhood between Australia and New Zealand is something really great. The enmity towards Britain is something that we both share.
So with that in mind, since you're now here in the Philippines, what was your first impression, or how was the treatment of? I'm sorry, Tagalog. Pwede kasi ng Tagalog. Anyway.
So, any struggles that you had when you moved into the Philippines? I mean, unpleasant days, unpleasant experiences, or something like that?
Not really. No. I feel the opposite. I feel that as a foreigner here, people overcompensate for me.
How come?
How come? I don't know. I think people give me privileges I haven't earned. You know,
White privileges.
White privileges. Odd things, right? Like security guards saluting me as I walk past, right? Like I'm not military. That's just a weird little thing. Maybe. So one example, when I came over after the pandemic, and a group of friends from Baguio came to Manila to Sundomi, we wanted to go to a jazz bar. And my friend went up and knocked on, and told that there's nowhere for us to sit, that it was sold out. I went up and asked, and then they let us come in and stand by the bar until another table left, and then come down. Right? So
I should be white.
I'm going white. It's magic, bro. The view at the top, right?
Yeah, maybe. Is there anything else, stereotypes, issues that you've experienced?
A fam.
Yeah, absolutely.
All fam.
Yeah.
Australian fam.
Yeah. Us fam. There is that. I don't know how to say this, but a lot of white people, a lot of older white people with young Filipino. It's older men, that sort of stuff. I get asked if I'm American all the time, which is funny. Oh, there's actually, it's lovely, but also racist. I went to a big group dinner for a charity thing, and they're like, Josh, you have to sit with this guy from Scotland, right? And he was old and he was from Scotland, but because we were both white and we both spoke English, we got sat next to each other, and still with my wife at the time, my ex-wife, and we hopped into the car afterwards, and I was like, that was shitful, I wanted to be, I want to assimilate, I want to be friends with locals and that sort of thing,
But you both hate the British, right?
yeah, we both hate the British. It's a commonality,
Right?
And
Freedom.
And my wife's like, yeah, that's like in Australia when we go to parties and people are like, come meet my Filipino friends, and I'm like, yeah, but you're from the same country. We're not from the same country. We just have the same colour skin. That's like, come meet my brown friend.
An Indian person in the Filipinos of
Yeah. And it's like, you guys will have things in common, right?
Like you're both from overseas.
Yeah.
Melanin
Right.
content.
But why choose Philippines? Why not other countries?
So that goes back to my ex-wife. So she was actually born here in Baguio, and so that's the start of the connection. We met in Sydney. She'd grown up in Australia for 30 years, and she wanted to reconnect with her Indigenous Filipino Baguio Iloilo culture, and at the same time, we were both working for Australian government in Indigenous programs, and she, probably her story to say, but she felt a little ashamed because she didn't have the same connection to her culture as what the Indigenous people that we were working with had to their culture. And so that was a driving force on her side. And for me, I wanted to branch into creative output and not government IT. And so I wanted to start a writer's retreat. And that's what led us moving to Baguio in 2019, and then again after the pandemic in 2020.
That's interesting. Why did you take off your...
It's very hungry here.
So what's your favorite Baguio things?
Favorite Baguio things? Wow. Cool temperature, obviously, all the way. Favorite Baguio cultural things? I love the gong dances. You know, like the sayo and the bendayan, the community dances.
The experience
Absolutely. So it's kind of jumping ahead of a story, but we supported the Gong Festival, which is a celebration of Indigenous Igorot cultures from the 6 provinces of the Cordilleras. And during the pandemic, our house that we were renting but not living in was the site for that to go online. And so then I came over, and it was October, and that's IP month, and so we were able to take part in the actual Gong Festival, getting the community dances. There are photos of me in a bahag.
Yeah, we saw.
Oh yeah, while stalking. That is something that I really love. I love how strong and how interwoven Indigenous cultural expression is here in Baguio.
There's a lot of events in Baguio based on those things. So, any favorites so far?
Being artistic, so things like Baguio Festival is really good. Again, we hosted a couple of festivals back in the day. The Sarimisim in 2023, Sining Escanita in 2021. Those festivals were my favourites, obviously.
Because you hosted it.
Yeah, because we hosted it. But yeah, probably Gong Festival, I think, is like a for a foreigner, there's like a spiritual refilling going and seeing that and that sort of thing. It is Pangabina at the moment, but I
look like it.
right, like everyone watches on their phone, and
it's alright.
It's a different spectacle. It's not as doesn't have the heart that the smaller festivals have. What's that, sorry?
Panagbenga?
Panagbenga. Yeah. Like it's joyful, but it's
not for...
It's performative. Something.
Performative. It's surface level, whereas other things are deeply rooted in
grassroots culture, something like that.
Also, let's consider, do you have any favorite, cafes you like to go to? Favorite restaurants?
Please don't tell me it's not good taste.
Favorite place to go?
Yeah, so it's not good taste. That's straight up number.
It's number 10 on the list. Number 10, still in the list. It's still
the good taste lang.
So when I first met Karen, I was living on Lubak Road in Brent Hill. So Hot Cat Cafe, shout out to them.
Yes, thanks, yeah.
I love that for its vibe. If I was to choose where I'd like to go for a drink, I'd say the Parkview Lounge at Hotel Venus. That is fancy. Cafe D'Angelo at Chappies Village. That is lovely. Shout out to Rowan Ken, who run that. Hatch Coffee is a great
That's
great
good.
day.
Yeah, Hot Cat has like a lot of things. I like their matcha. They also have like board games, something like that.
Yeah.
Do you participate in like board games and stuff?
Yeah, if you're bored.
So I'm not big in board games, but I am crazy about tabletop games.
Tabletop games, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So what's that?
You're a gamer.
Tabletop gamer.
Tabletop games.
Let me guess. Dungeons and Dinobonoids.
That's one of my favorites, Dungeons and Dragons. But my absolute passion is Warhammer.
Very expensive hobby.
Very. Actually,
so
my first job when I was so in Australia you start work super young, right? So I not super young, but 14 and 9 months is when you're legally able to work. And I got a job at McDonald's when I was 14 and 9 months, and my Macca's, and my first my first paycheck went to Warhammer, and basically every paycheck since. Yeah.
So quick question. Which Warhammer faction do you prefer? Is it the Zerg or is it the Terran or the Probo?
So it's Orcs and Goblins for me. They're the traditional bad guys that you just kill. And I have a phenomenally huge collection of Orcs and Goblins. My mission is to get one of each sculpt that was ever produced in the what it would be 48 years that the company has been running. My obsession is collecting them, and there's a forum for people who collect them, and on that forum my collection's the largest, so that makes me claim that my collection is the largest, right? But I don't know. There might be larger ones who don't use the forum.
Probably your best pastime is the painting process. I'd say very peaceful,
very mindful.
Yes.
Does it bring chaos?
In the game, it brings chaos. When you're moving house, it brings a lot of chaos. There is so much, and I'm so precious about it. Like, even though I've got so many of them, when one drops to the floor, it just hurts inside a little.
Do you have a party here in Baguio?
We have a group, and so it started as a Dungeons and Dragons thing that was done every Thursday night. And it was done at Inbox Baguio, which was Karen's store that she had when I first met her. And that's now closed, but the group continues. And we generally play at our house. And then from that, several players have leveled up into Warhammer.
But the thing is, the lore itself is so vast, it even defeats Lord of the Rings. So if me as a newbie, how can I adjust to this type of realm?
Yeah,
I could use that. Smart word! Realm.
So the lore is massive and deep. The hobby is so wide. But I still don't know if it's bigger than Lord of the Rings, though, right? Like,
it's like the Bible for
the Bible for fantasy.
For fantasy,
high fantasy. Yeah. Game of Thrones, low fantasy. The lore is really deep. You can get into it as just rules as written, plain, but it's to me nowhere near as enjoyable. I've got a lot of headcanon stories that like these guys hate these guys because of this thing that happened 4 years ago when I rolled a one.
Still salty about
Yeah,
it.
still salty about it.
Someone holds a grudge. Whenever there's someone in the party that holds a grudge against a bad role, but I'd say bad roles make the most interesting stories when it comes to those role playing games.
100%. 100%. You if something works the way you want it to work, you don't remember it.
You should join the Ren Fair PH that's conducted in Baguio every year, I think.
Yeah. So I didn't go to the last one at Igrotstone
Oh
Kingdom.
no,
The one that was at Carantes Street.
last year.
Last. Not Carantes Street, Carantes Forest. Sorry.
Yeah.
I bought tickets for that. I actually have a chainmail.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Always been LARPing?
Well, I don't laugh. It was just for like the love.
Yeah, for the love of the
love of it.
Love
And it was kind of raining, and I went, I don't
Oh,
want to wear
no.
it. I don't want to wear it, And so I didn't go. Then I think I went drinking instead. The next day I didn't feel good, and then I ended up not going at all and just missing it. But this year there's a halfling camp going on.
14, 15, I think.
Yeah, this month.
Yeah,
That's
this month,
right.
this month,
Yeah.
14, 15.
At the Clinton Museum in
Yeah.
Hugo.
You did go?
Maybe.
Maybe.
So this is just to let you in on a bit of a secret. There's a business that I co-founded with Karen called Alam Mo Ba Baguio,
Yeah.
and we sponsor events and we advertise what's happening where it's happening, and we've reached out to Ren Fair to sponsor them because it's a find with our hobbies and that sort of thing. And so even though Halfling Camp is not in Baguio and our remit is kind of Baguio, La Trinidad and Itogon, we're including Bugo and Clinton.
Oh.
Yeah, so,
Shout out to whatever that is.
shout out to Alam Mo Ba Baguio.
Alam Mo Baguio.
With Alam Mo Ba Baguio, since you guys are talking about events, how do you guys find out? I mean, we already have the Baguio Information Office. What makes you guys different from these? These guys?
That's a really cool question. So, what is very different about our site is that rather than it being a Facebook feed, which no one scrolls very far on a Facebook feed, our site you can look at it, what's on today, what's on tomorrow, what's on next week. You can select a date range and look at that there. You don't get 1,000 posts from the one business that's noisy. You get one from that one. So events, activities, promos, they're all democratized so that one is equal to one. Where we get events and that sort of thing, they can be from a public group, like a D&D campaign, might be, Ginto Cafe do one shot Wednesdays. Right?
Ginto.
I love Ginto, and
I
I
love gold.
love gold. That's why we moved.
I was gonna open that, but never mind.
No, it's actually the other gin, Ginto.
Yeah.
Ginto Cafe.
Love Ginto. So they might be holding an event, so they can advertise directly with us. The different things like Baguio Cosplay Network might suggest those sort of things, and there's kind of like a grassroots thing about Alam Mo Ba that can be done individually by a cafe, by a small group, that sort of thing. The PIA things don't have the visibility over or something like that, and that's where we differ.
So I mean, is it hard to start it? I mean, what made you and Karen decide in starting Alam Mo Ba Baguio? I mean, of all the things you could do, we could probably sell drugs, rob banks.
Do something else. Why Alam Mo Ba Baguio?
Yeah. So we didn't have many options. There was selling drugs and prostitution, but
Obviously a joke, guys.
joke long. Not many people want to pay for me though. You might know someone. Foundationally, what happened was Karen and I didn't know what we could do on a Friday night. There's a time that I was walking past Cozy Cove and I heard Dilau playing Kaloy, right? And I'm like, I know this song, right? I actually have another connection to that song. And I was like, what's going on here? And I walked in, right? And it was a performance, it was a showcase, and it had Lola Omor as well. And I was like, hey, what's this? You know, and I've just walked in and I didn't know about it. And then Karen and I were talking about like what can we do tonight on this Friday, and we're like, oh well, you know, we'll look at Kanto's social media, we'll look at Cozy Cove's social media, and we there was nothing on, and we couldn't find it. We're like, we know that Baguio is going to have something on tonight, but we don't follow enough venues and that sort of thing. And so Alam Mo Ba solves that issue.
You're bridging the gap, basically.
By bridging the gap, so that you don't have to follow 100 businesses just to know what's happening Friday night.
That's actually smart.
And so we talked about it for about 6 months, and then I had a change in my work. So the whole time I was here, I was still working in Australia online, and they said they didn't want to do remote offices anymore, and so it was like, well, what can we do? And so we pivoted and said, now it's time to start this idea that we've been baking. And so Alam Mo Ba Baguio started as purely the idea of finding events to do on a Friday night, and it expanded into activities, horse riding, that sort of thing, workshops, marketplaces, and then we're like, well, we'll also do promos, right? We'll include MSMEs. There's 23,000 businesses in Baguio, and I think there's 96 big business and like 1,000 or so medium businesses, and then 20,000 MSMEs, and they're just drowned out in opportunity because these big businesses, you know, like you're always going to find a Jollibee, a Chowking, McDonald's, a KFC, small cafes don't get the representation by influencers. You said before, good taste. Everybody who comes to Baguio, they've got their Baguio starter pack of good taste, Cafe by the Ruins, Viscose strawberry cake, you know, like, and I don't know how much peso gets spent at those locations, and they're 10 or 15 businesses, and then there is another 19,990 businesses that aren't getting that slice of Baguio, but they're getting the downsides, the traffic, the no parking, the pollution, and that sort of stuff. And so we just want to democratize those things.
Yeah. Since when did you start it again?
So we July last year we started our
a year ago.
and we started the design, and then we got the web page at its minimal viable product, and we started filling that in August with our official launch in November last year. So 3 months of official stuff, and we've hit over 45,000 unique visits, and we've helped over 300 businesses. If you've got your own business, get on to us. Let us help you.
We saw on your webpage that you advertise this a lot. Like, we saw a lot of businesses that we were familiar with, and then businesses that we don't even know.
That's important.
Yeah, that's true.
So you guys are introducing a lot. So what if I want to open my own instead of Alam Mo Ba Baguio, hindi mo alam Baguio?
Hey, yeah.
Are you guys gonna sue me or what?
Yeah, probably won't sue. I hear hitmen are like.
That's easier. That's all your work.
Yeah, that's lawyers.
That's lawyers.
No, look, I believe what we've got is a really strong product.
That's the
There-
first
there
of its
is-
kind here.
It is the first of its kind. There are two very cousins. There are close cousins to it here. We have Visitor Baguio and Baguio Benguet Directory, but they're more about business discovery, and we are the events of
The culture,
businesses.
basically focusing on culture.
We're a lot smaller and a lot more granular, and so there is nothing that is working in our space, and
Until now.
until now, because John gets in there, and healthy competition.
Once I'm done with my community service, you
No.
go.
He's gonna study your business.
Yeah.
So, to the teeth.
Then I'm gonna label myself as a vlogger, even though.
Yeah, see, and that's I don't know if this is the spot to address it, but we get mistaken for vloggers as well. We're not vloggers. We are advertisers. We are
Yeah,
artists.
you're basically marketing cafes and stuff and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Businesses.
what's your endpoint? Like, for example, people recognize you. Hey, look, it's Josh. He's a vlogger. Do you punch him in the face or?
No. See, I'm a spotlight ball, and it does happen, and it's starting to happen more. We were at Touche Cafe, another cafe I should have shouted out earlier, in Bectai in La Trinidad, and somebody came up to Karen, recognized Karen, and not me, and was like, "Oh, can I get a selfie with you?" And she's like, "We can get Josh in as well." And I thought that was crazy because I feel like I stand out, right?
Your white privilege just didn't work.
Yeah, it did work. I'm not the recognizable one. So that's really cool. When we did the Baguio Horror Festival, the Halloween
you did.
walk.
Wait, you participated in that one?
We did. We were there documenting, and
Nice.
somebody else was like, "Hey, I've seen you online. We're like, oh, this is crazy, because at the end of that festival is when we officially launched, right? So that festival was kind of like our coming of age, our coming out, our debut, and that was really cool for people to want to take a selfie, because like, what am I? I'm somebody who puts something on the website. That's cool.
So celebrity.
So local celebrity.
So is there anything that people should look forward to with Alam Mo Ba Baguio? Like, any secrets probably you want to share, or something you want to promote and look forward to?
Well, okay, we've got a whole lot of stuff coming on. We're in a process. So for this whole time, we've been a free service for Baguio, right? We are transitioning to offer freemium services. So be aware that freemium services are coming out, but that also means that there are more chances for promotion for people. Our reels that we do, our gaps in Baguio, are getting really popular.
Watching that.
It's fun. We just put a camera on, and it takes so many takes before we do something that's publishable, and we get so many outcuts just because, I don't know, I'm always trying to make Karen laugh. I'm not being like deliberately silly, but I'm trying to break her on camera so that she just bursts out laughing.
Figuratively, right? Figuratively.
Yeah. I want to see her cry. So coming up, we're supporting things like the Baguio Tattoo Festival. We're supporting ODC Films. They're doing a launch of one of their films onto YouTube, so we want people to see that because, again, the Baguio Horror Festival connection. they were there, and you know they've been fans of the page. You know.
Anyway, before we wrap things up, I just want to ask one more question. Are you planning to put information like best route during Panagbenga in Baguio City?
Yeah, like how to get away from terrorists.
Terrorists.
Sorry.
Look, so when we started we reached out to Baguio City and we were like, hey, you know, we want to get as much. We want to be a dissemination platform for information. You know, things like where coding applies. You know, where you know, why can't you smoke? Why is 10 p.m. the cutoff time for, you know, karaoke?
It's gonna be helpful.
You know, those sort of things, because how many tourists have a bad stay because they don't know our ordinances, and so I wanted to do them. We do publish blogs, we do publish listicles, you know, we do want them to be value added things like where is the best place to escape Panagbenga, rather than lost in the noise of the 5 best places to see. So yeah, we do want to put that information
I'm
out there.
wait for that.
Yeah.
Before we end things up, can you stand up first? We just need to show this thing.
I also want to add something here. Just go, you know, I'm gonna go off topic and, you know, try to do something very unexpected, but
You're getting married?
Not getting married, not getting married, no. Okay, at some point, do you guys think that there is a lollipop out there that has a corn flavor?
What?
Corn flavored lollipop. Do you guys think that's there?
I would say
Okay, so sadly I only have one, but do you guys think that there is a corn flavored lollipop, or is that just for design?
I'm gonna say for design, and I'm going to say that it's made of high fructose corn syrup.
Oh, okay, corn syrup. Okay.
Ah.
So it's just made in design, so it's actually just corn syrup lollipop. Okay, you want to try?
I will.
You want to try for the first
You don't have any bouquet, so that's it for now.
So while he's trying to open the
Unusual
lollipop,
things I
I want to
found.
know about your love life, because we already know the love life of.
You guys have no. What does that taste like? Is it
Like your love life?
it's actually corn.
It's corn.
It's actually corn flavor.
It's corn flavor. It's like
Really?
yeah.
So binatog without the milk, or binatog with the milk and the coconut?
Without the coconut, it tastes like binatog, but with a lot of sugar on the top.
So if
Unusual
Josh
things
is
I found.
getting married
Yeah.
anytime soon, how about you?
I'm not ready to get married.
Why?
It's just not time. I'm not trying to rush anything.
Then when's the time? Later?
The pressure.
Tomorrow?
The pressure.
Today?
You know, I don't want to get the pressure. One of the cultural things here, especially in the Philippines, people tend to say if you're reaching your late 20s, your 30s, the family's gonna pressure you. Oh, when are you gonna have a kid? Kid first before even the marriage. You know,
So
comes.
Why don't you have any kids?
Yes, when you're getting married, then when you're gonna have kids. Okay, yeah, you should have a kid by now as well. That's the pressuring part. That's the pressuring part when it comes to me. I am
Definitely get that all the time.
Yes.
You know, when are we going to get married? When are we going to have kids? Do we have kids?
So when?
Marriage is in the future, but we've talked about getting married in Australia
Oh,
rather than.
Yeah, better visa for the kids.
But also, you know, here people are fighting for divorce, right? Fighting for the right to be able to divorce.
Yeah,
right?
Rome and Philippines are the only countries that still doesn't have
Don't
divorce.
allow it. So if we get married in Australia, Karen gets the option of divorce.
Oh, so it's for her, not for you.
Yeah, well, I've already got that option. Right? So you know, like so you know, she doesn't have to depend on other people giving her that right. She can get that right by getting married in Australia. Kids issue, I've put the snip through that.
Seriously? You have a vasectomy?
I've had a vasectomy.
How many times?
Once a week. One for the left, one for the right.
I think his mother is overheating right now. I can see the effort of the people.
Anyway, let's go back to our- do you plan on snipping your balls in the future? You don't have to answer. Let's wrap it up. Thank you once again. This is Tambay Talks, and we are in Veinti Cinco. So see you guys soon, and check out Alam Mo Ba Baguio for more content. Once again, this is Tambay Talks.